doing it? Who's doing it? No,
Dash came in a bit late. Intro's already started. I added him to the stage. And awkward intro. And just to throw everyone off, we got Kajino Eddie here, live from Torino. How's it going? Report.
There's the backdrop of it.
Backdrop's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love that city. It's such a cool city. But how do we feel you were at the game from the source?
Well, I'm going to 4 games, so I'm pretty contented. At least we won the Lazio match, even though it was on the an own goal, which I had no idea. And actually, I didn't even know that we were up a man during that match because I was too busy yelling at the referee to notice the red card was thrown out there until I came back, and then I seen comments made like, I can't believe we were a man up for over a whole half and we couldn't even score a goal. But I actually feel bad for Sal the Cat because he flew all the way here from California just to attend that Stuttgart match, and that had to be the first time he ever got to see a Juventus match in person at Juve Stadium, and so salute to Sal. He's probably watching, or will be watching later on. So it's good to meet up with him at least. We had a good time, pre-match and all that.
That's pretty awesome that you guys did that. Did you just bump into each other, or was it planned?
I think he commented on Jesus Juve's live stream during one of his live streams, like maybe the day before the Stuttgart match, and just said let's meet up. So, I told him just to add me on Instagram. We wound up connecting with each other through there, and we met up. We weren't staying too far from each other at our hotels, so
okay,
nice.
Nice.
Meeting up with him, went out, had a nice lunch before that. Wound up going out, taking a cab to the stadium, and then the cab back. I don't know how, if people have been to the stadium, you be prepared for a long wait, either for public transportation or to try to find a taxi back if you're staying in the city center, because it's not very easy. Just,
no, it's kind of messed up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like way off the beaten path. It ain't. If there's people, I imagine most of your listeners are from the U.S. or Canada, where you can hail a cab. That's not really done over there. You have to go to designated stops. The public transportation, the Lazio match, it felt like I was on the train to Auschwitz because it was packed in like 2 hours before the match, and I was sweating. There was like a poor girl sitting down on one of the seats below me. There was like so many people moving and shaking. My dick kept smacking her in the face all the time. I felt really bad for her. So I'll never take the tram again to stay. It's just worth it to take a €20 cab, there. That's a lesson for everybody there. When I go there, my cousin who used to live in Torino would drive me, but he moved to Cuneo, which is like a half hour away from here, so he winded up doesn't have the time, he works too much. And then before I would go on the tour bus with Maurizio from around Turin, and then they would take us and pick us back up. So, but I got to meet him up with him for the Lazio match, but he's in Sweden now, so around Turin isn't going on right now. So,
yeah, he's a hard guy to get a hold of. He wasn't in town last year when I went. I did take one of his tours though. Great little setup he's got there.
Yeah, he runs a great service. He just has a regular job, and he's constantly busy. So that's why he wasn't available for the next couple of matches. But I do have tickets to the Inter match. Hopefully, that's a much better result than the last one. And
we are all hoping, yes.
As well. Yeah.
We will get into that tonight, but I don't know. After last game, I think we're a little bit beaten.
Yeah,
emotionally.
I never seen them play so bad. I mean, it just looked like there was no adjustments. I don't understand why. We knew Louise was out. They could have brought in Locatelli and put Fagioli up further up because McKennie just wasn't doing anything there. And then they were attacking McKennie and Savone. You had Fagioli had to constantly stay back, and then even Constancello was back. They just totally, negated our whole right side, and we couldn't even get anything going. I mean, we got that one good pass, the long ball from Fagioli to Vlahovic, but he was isolated a one-on-one, and he's not very good one-on-one, so nothing came of that. It was a very dismal match. I mean, it was just one of the matches where, We thought that we were gonna, I'm watching the match. I'm thinking they're gonna win somehow this match, even after the red card, and then when the Perrin, who was played like Buffoon from the 2006 World Cup. He played amazing, but he saved that PK. I thought it's destined. We're gonna get some kind of fluke goal because we were moving the ball a lot better during the second. Once Mota made them 3 changes and we got Cambiasso and he did see more fluidity. We were at least moving up forward. I thought something was going to happen, but unfortunately, no. It was horrible. And then to make matters worse, like half my hotel was all Stuttgart fans. Next morning breakfast, all hollering and screaming. That made it even worse.
Yeah. Oh man, that is rough. I don't know. Dave over here though is apparently optimistic for Inter.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Inter. Do you want me to go into it, or should we?
We may as well. Like, let's get this party started.
Because Dash hasn't gone off yet on the last game. He did in Discord, but we need it vocally.
Maybe we should just censor everything. Let him bottle it up. It's like he hasn't said a word at all. Oh, good pod. I guess we're just doing this good old-fashioned call-in show. What's going on, Drew? Yeah. Okay. So it's a call-in show now. We made it happen.
Does my mic work?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. You're good. Okay. So it's a call-in show. The lines are open. I think this is just one of those things we do after we're pissed off. People just want to come in. So.
Dash just left me.
Let it out.
I see it. I see.
Yeah, I don't know what viewership is on like all you podcasters, but I imagine it's even higher when it's off a bad victory like this. Than
It's better when things are good. No, people don't want to hear shit about the team when it's low. The only people that do well are like the ones that thrive on the clickbait.
Yeah.
All right, so Chiro, because we're going to continue to censor Dash. He hasn't said a word yet. I'm going to see how long we can do this. How are you feeling?
I was impressed by Stuttgart's high press and high energy the whole game. I think I don't see Juve play like that in the Champions League for a long ass time. So I hope under Mota he'll be able to bring up their energy in the Champions League. But also, fucking every time there's a red card, so it's weird. It's just a weird, and the players aren't used to it because they haven't played Champions League for a season. So, my hopes for the competition is to make the playoff or maybe avoid the playoff. If we won, I would say, if we had won against Stuttgart, I would say oh yeah, we'll avoid the playoff. But now it's we have to get ready to play that game, I guess, and qualify. But yeah, what do you guys think of Stuttgart against us? And just their high press and possession of the ball.
Oh, it was killer. This is basically what happened. Juve got cocky. They're like, we got to play Inter. Inter did the same thing. They just got away with it and went up 1-0. But regardless, both teams were so consumed with each other on Sunday that we took our lesser than opponents in Europe for granted.
I don't agree, by the way. I don't agree.
Whatever. We played like bitches. We put in our second stringers.
Yes, we played like bitches, but Stuttgart has a playing style that none other team in Italy have. Maybe you can argue Atalanta plays maybe a similar style of a press, but
sure.
there's no team in Italy that plays that style. And I want to go back to something Dash said 1 week ago, that we are trying to mess something defensively, and we saw that in that game. We didn't even dare to play the ball forward in fear of leaving our back line exposed. And when they got through, you saw how easily they got through. Yes, you can argue it was because Danilo was slower, and that is one of our arguments why we never wanted to see him in a four-man backline. We said he is too old and too slow. He can't recover if he leaves space behind him. And then you have to add on top of it that an old Danilo and an unexperienced Savona on one side. It's damn dangerous. Like Savona is an incredible talent. Like so far, he was like in the games that he got or in the minutes he got, he was incredible in my opinion. But to pair an unexperienced 21-year-old with a Danilo that is slow, we tried to mask that deficiency in our defense. That's why we didn't even try anything. Like there were a couple of moments you could try a pass. Like there were moments where we couldn't go on the counter, but we immediately, like when we saw that they were pressing us, we immediately passed the ball back. Dude, we were just fearful. We played fearful, and Inter is a different. Going into why I'm optimistic, Inter is a completely different playing style. Like they will leave us with the ball because Inter, yes, they can hit you on the counter and everything, but they don't need to have like 60% ball position. And if we keep the ball a lot and we are decent defensively, I think we have chances to get through once or twice and to not concede twice, hopefully.
Well,
This is bad.
Vlad really likes your jacket, Eddie.
Yeah, I've seen
Does
it.
look nice.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Yeah,
Was-
it came in handy today because it's pouring rain in here. I don't know if you guys got the camera angle when I moved over, but some hot girls just walked by me.
I heard some giggles.
Yeah, they're here now.
You're not going to get them on camera for us? I mean, our viewership would at least go up. He doesn't do. Nice. I mean, we couldn't really see anything. There were just shadows in the night, but
Yeah.
we appreciate it. Okay. Dash, how do you feel?
Dash is casually waiting there.
So that was, to be honest with you, that was one of the most incompetent coaching decisions I've seen in a very long time.
Always going to the coach. I'm ready for it.
From a schematical setup, absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Yeah, I
Because-
agree. I mean,
Because, like, for example, the best pass out of that entire game was Savona to Cabal for Cabal to start the counterattack and only for the Stuttgart defender to nick it away from McKennie's foot. That was the only good pass I saw the whole match. The first shot on target was at minute 70. Minute 70. And, and I was thinking initially when I saw the Savona counter, and I'm like, oh shit, Mota's playing a little bit of a bait and switch. He's surprising me here. And I'm pissed off because I waited 3-4 hours after the game without any spoilers to watch it. And I'm like, damn, I should have just looked at the box score if this is what I was going to end up watching. But the other thing too, the thing that irritated me even extremely more was I had that suspicion, and German Dave confirmed my suspicion. These guys can't mark for shit. That's why they have to have 70% possession, because it hides it. Because when Stuttgart had the ball, who the hell was marking who half the time? And then, like, for example, even though it was correctly a handball, because the rule is if you're using your arm in any shape or fashion to give yourself an advantage in the box, it's a handball. The Champions League announcer needs to go back to handball school, but regardless, Danilo's marking forward to mark the guy that's in between him and Kalulu. Where the fuck is Cabal? Because when you're playing a back four, there's always a player that's in between two center backs or two of your defensive markers. So that's why you have, for example, you have Savona that's pushing the touchline, Danilo that's covering the space behind Savona, and then it's Kalulu covering behind Savona, and then it's Danilo covering behind Kalulu, and Cabal is supposed to tuck in there. Guess where Stuttgart was? Because Cabal was 15 meters in the opposite direction. right there. He had all the time in the world. And to be honest, we were fortunate that the guy used his arm to handle the ball, but he had enough time in the world to take the ball down and take a shot, and which he did, and he scored. So I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's not good. That's not good marking at all. And the other issue is when you are playing a big physical team, Fajoli should never start. When you are playing, and especially if he is the one that has to handle the ball. If he was playing as the offensive pivot and Thuram and McKennie were trying to cycle the ball, no problem. Fajoli being the deepest person down there, I'm sorry, but that kid gets manhandled. That German team was looking at him and saying, "Oh, we are getting this little boy." It is easy work for them physically.
That was my one thing that I had with when once they knew Luis was out, they should have pushed Fagioli up, not starting McKennie and put Locatelli back there, and it could have been a completely different match.
I wouldn't have started Fajoli. I wouldn't have. I would have just put in
the
Loca.
problem is they didn't even take our midfield seriously. That's the problem.
No.
They had with Angelo Stiller and Carazo two very physical sixes that can boss you around. And they know we didn't have, number one, any midfield production because we didn't have any creator. And with Fajoli being relatively like small in stature, like compared to them, like they manhandled him, and like McKennie is not a creator. Sorry, Thuram.
No, he's not.
Even though like he was physical, like he was surviving in that midfield, but Thuram needs to be your box-to-box player. He can't
do it all.
He is not a creator in itself. Like he's not the guy to pass the ball around. That's a problem. They knew that our midfield is non-existent.
Is Thuram's role like Matuidi then? Or is it gonna be like that? Or
it's similar.
No, it's Rabiot.
Similar.
It's similar to Rabiot.
It's like Rabiot,
but more physical.
Yeah, more physical, and he's more technical. Because, like, for example, when you look at that, and it's like, again, my main guy is to have Fajoli, who can't effectively handle a physical defense, for him to facilitate the ball. So, and then if that's the case, where Fajoli is the person that's facilitating the ball, then Stuttgart, all they have to do is fly swat him off. McKennie is great on the offensive pivot end, where you need him to get a header to get one poke in the box towards Dusan, which is fine. But the issue is he's not getting the ball. Dusan's not getting the ball. Conceição has to drop in ridiculously deep to get the ball. Kenan Yildiz can't get the ball. Because, for example, if the team knows that if your opposing team knows tactically you're not going through the middle, they're just going to stack the wing. And it's the same issue that Mota has. If he cannot penetrate through the middle and he is forced out wide, every team can lock him down. Every game that we have drawn and the one that we have lost is because he is not able to find a way through the middle, whether it's because of Dusan or whether it's because of poor midfield and poor substitutions. That is a blaring issue that I have seen so far, and it's still going to be an issue. And I think that is going to be one of the main issues why, if we don't win a title or challenge for the title, it's because we are drawing too many games, because he does not have a plan B if he cannot penetrate through the middle. And the issue is that the players that were on the field, the ball handling players, outside of Conceição, because I think the only player that had any shred of, hey, let me take this guy here, let me take this space here, was Conceição. So, like, for example, if you do not have Koopmeiners, you essentially have regressed to the midfield of last year. The only difference is you have a better Rabiot, in a sense. Because, again, Locatelli, playing really well this season. Not an IQ-based player that you need. Locatelli is, again, that defensive workhorse that works perfectly fine. Fajoli's only as good as the size that he's up against. If he's up against a smaller, more finesse midfield, no problem. He can have himself a day. But he's up against grown-ass men? Sorry, dude. Stick to betting. And the other thing as well is Danilo in a back four. Danilo was effectively great because he had two physical statures to cover around the edges and the flanks. You leave him on an isolated moment or the last person back, you are asking for trouble. And for him, a veteran of his age, the fact that he tried to do a high knee on a ball that all he had to do was just step in front of, and he went studs into that guy's thigh, was absolute buffoonery.
Yeah.
It was absolutely buffoonery. I don't know. That's a Mario Balotelli level of stupidity there.
Dash, that foul honestly angered me than the loss in itself. Because that is so dumb. Like, thankfully Perrine saved it, but dude, for a brother with his experience, that is criminal to do a mistake like that. It's crazy.
And kind of what LJJ is saying here. If you have a great midfield, it can mask your issues. If you don't have a great midfield, it gets exposed like it did on Tuesday. So, like I said, more so I'm concerned, and this is where I think one of the biggest facets to the solution here is Douglas Luiz. If Douglas Luiz is able to get himself sorted and get himself ready to go, you can mitigate the issue, because if you do not have Koopmeyers on this field, this Juventus team is no different from the Juventus of last season. You can say, well, Allegri plays with physical midfielders and sits back. It doesn't matter. The issue is there's no execution. The theme of last season, we failed on execution. The theme again in the games that we have not done well is lack of execution. We don't have the execution without a certain piece that's on the field. And if that's your MO and that's your motto, everyone's going to be looking at it. Inter is watching the Stuttgart film because that game, we got exposed badly. Is it the end of the season? No, it's not the end of the season. But looking at it from an objective thing, because sure, Motta's implementing things, he's doing things, all credit to him. But the issue remains. He struggles when he is not able to penetrate through the middle. Everyone can figure him out effectively. And he has not been able to get around that, whether it's the low block, and in this case, whether it's a high press in the middle. That is what concerns me a little bit more. And the theme of those two right there is that he is afraid to take risks. Because in order to beat certain things like that, you need to make the risky pass. You need to make the risky cross. You need to make the risky dribble. And I don't know if he's not telling his players to take those risks or if it's the players themselves. Unfortunately, you're going to have to try to break through, because I have been giving Dusan shit for the entirety of his tenure at Juventus, but I can't give him crap for this game and the last game. As much as I want to troll Dahl, and I do appreciate Dahl, but I cannot really beam Dusan for this one, because
Didn't get anything. Sorry.
Dusan is the player that you need to give him 5 chances for him to get one. That's what he is, and that's how it is. If he's only getting 1 or 2, he's not going to do anything. I can't make a square a circle. So that's why he's been absolved from these last 2 games where I haven't been hard on him, because what is he supposed to do at this point? Because you have to give him 5 to 6 chances. And you saw it with Coop. You're getting that supply. And that's when I was hard on him. But right now, the IQ level of certain players to make certain passes, to make certain plays, the execution capability of these guys, it's not there without Koopmeyers. And it's not there unless Douglas Luiz also picks up and gets himself in form and gets himself sorted. Because if you don't have Coop, at least you would have Dougie. If you don't have Dougie, at least you would have Coop. Right now, we don't have any of them. And until we're able to get that IQ centerpiece in the midfield, you're going to see more matches like this, until somebody is able to understand where they need to put the ball and how they need to do it. Because we couldn't counter. This team cannot counterattack. They can counter press. That's one thing, right? But counterattacking, where you have to be creative and say, okay, I need to move this ball 60 meters in 2 passes, I haven't seen that. It's not there.
Man, I feel like I just got a talking to by my father. That was intense. So Kajino, Eddie, I have muted you just because there's a lot of background noise, and yeah, it was getting to some people. So I did mute you, but I know that your cafe closes soon, so I'm gonna unmute you here. I'm sorry. I didn't tell you that I muted you, but you're back live on the air here.
He was going on the rant anyway, so I mean, I figured you probably just mute all the mics.
I mean, you wouldn't have been able to say anything anyways with Dash going off, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, how is your situation there? So you're going to be there in Inter,
Yes.
and then one more after the Parma as well, right?
Yeah, I might stay longer. We'll see. My work told me I can stay here until like the week before Thanksgiving. So, but I believe we only have maybe one other home match in between that. So we'll see. You know, money runs tight sometimes when you're here, especially when it's a rainy day. All you can do is just sit in cafes instead of just walking around. So, I've been drinking a lot of Negronis here.
Just
It's gonna rain.
I don't know.
It's gonna rain in the next 3 days, so I'm not too happy about that. But
Oh,
it's
jeez.
October. What do you expect?
Yeah, I guess so. But sometimes it's nice. Aren't the festivals still going on there out in the countryside? Thought they go all
Nah,
fall.
not that I know of. I
The
mean,
guy was telling me that they just go like September, October, November. I don't know. Nobody works out there. They're all just like you, drinking Negronis, having a cigarette.
yeah, they're very slow. I don't want to go to the bank today. So like open up a bank account to buy property here, and they don't operate like they do in America. Like everything's like very lethargical. Like they're very slow. Like they never take their time or anything like that. That's just the way it is. So that's just
And KB, of course, coming in with a Allegri in classic. Yeah, I feel like there's this sentiment perhaps in the air because I know we got a bit of slack, Vic, so we keep on making these comparisons that it kind of feels like Allegri. Yes, we know tactically it's different. Yes, it's different, but on the surface, it very much feels that way. And I don't think people want to really admit that. But anyways, just to stir the pot, Sunday League coach doing the Lord's work as always. What does Chiesa have in common with the average Juve fan? Both believe removing Allegri from their lives was going to make things better.
Did you hear what Arne
Hey,
Slot?
Chiesa got 1 assist already.
I really don't think it has anything to do with Allegri and Muta's, playing the same style. It's too great tactical, myth, mom. The way they just kept attacking Savona and McKenny, totally negated our whole left side. I really don't think we had anything for them. They just coached the game perfectly. I mean, they only had 1 point, I think, in the first 2 matches. So it was do or die for them. That's the part that really hurts. Because right now there's only 2 teams sitting with 9 points, and we could have been one of them in this match. I think Aston Villa and I forget who the other team is. We would have been sitting good if we would have won this match.
Oh yeah, but we didn't. We kind of screwed the pooch. And I still think a lot of it, like I think mentally, like you can say preparation, just watching both Juve and Inter the past couple days, it definitely felt like their mindset, all their energy was going towards the weekend. No excuse. It was shit.
Now, Pedro was watching tape of that, like you mentioned earlier. We're going to have to come up with something different on that right side, because if we have Savona and McKenny back on that side again, they're just going to go after them. And, Marcus Thuram's going to have a field day with us.
Yeah, that could be a bit of a concern. And that's why I am concerned, right? Yeah, sure, they're different. They're different teams. They're not going to attack. They're way more pragmatic. But like, what if Savona? I'm not convinced with Savona. He's going to get bodied. He's too small. Yildiz, he's too small. The guys are just too small. You put them up against these grown-ass men. Cool, we got next-gen players playing for us. They're fucking small.
So is it like Kalulu's guarding Thuram and then Gatti is guarding Lautaro? Would it be like that, or are they like just zonal and waiting for?
They don't do man marking. It's zonal.
Yeah,
it's
much more of like possession by possession defending.
If Kalulu was like a right back, then he could guard Thuram like the whole game, or wherever winger DeMarco the whole game.
No, you can't do that. You can't do the man marking trying to take out Thuram, and have Gatti trying to take care of Lautaro, while you have, I don't know, Mkhitaryan or Barella or Fratesi or one of those guys, like immediately behind them. Like it's way too dangerous to count on man.
All over.
Yeah, you do zonal. It's always zonal
Yep.
against that because, for example, the moment if you were doing a man mark and the other team picks up that you're doing a man mark, someone's just gonna fill that slot. And then, like for example, it stifles your counterattack because, like for example, if I have Gatti and let's just say Kalulu man marking Lautaro and Thuram, so say that they drift wide, and as a man mark, you're supposed to follow them. That opens up a huge slot that your midfield have to drop to compensate for their midfields that push up. And then if you win the ball, your team's completely discombobulated and you're not going to be able to counter effectively.
They're out of position.
Yeah, they're out of position. It becomes a mess. You don't man marking is very, very rare unless you have, like, for example, if the opposing team is playing with a solo striker, and then, like, for example, you would
It's
use
us,
a Bremer,
right?
you would put a Bremer on him, or like for example, you have a defensive midfielder that's kind of like a free rolling defensive midfielder, and their job is to cut off their creative midfielder or something like that. It's really 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 rare to do a man mark, especially in today's game. Now it's more so zonal, where a player is responsible for a zone. They engage the zone. If it's out of their zone, they provide support and cover for poke outs and stuff like that. So
Yeah, so there's nowhere for Savona to hide if the ball's in his zone. Then like
if
you can
DeMarco's
help, but like then
yeah,
you're pulling yourself out there. So
if DeMarco, so for example, if DeMarco takes Savona and he's going one-on-one in ISO with Savona, it's Savona's job to try to win the ball. If Savona's not capable of winning the ball, it's his job to then obstruct DeMarco. That gives the trailing center back a chance to clean up. Or, for example, if it's a midfielder or a winger that's dropping down to provide coverage.
Well, before we go on here, give some shout outs here to Juve Cornercast. He invited me to go on. It's 2 nights. After the game that evening. I'm sorry. I shut her down, Gio. I shut her down. Threw my phone in the corner, turned off my computer. I walked away. Did not get your message. And yes, LJJ, Savona is a big guy in terms of tallness, but he's not like
he's like lanky and he's
Yeah.
young. He's kind of raw.
by that standard.
But
Everyone in the
it's not only
NBA is
that.
big. And look at how much of a bunch of bitches they are in the NBA. Anyways, sorry, what were you going to say?
Like, for example, with Vlad talking about Conte, the one thing like I've always said about Conte that's concerning is like Conte doesn't have this philosophical style. He's just a pure execution guy. So it's like for me, it's like Conte is one of those guys that he doesn't need a cliche style or to implement this or that. He just says, be fit as fuck and be ready to score or you're running. So like, that's why
I don't mind that.
That's why for him, it's just kind of like, he has intelligent players and whatnot. Like he builds to that, but Conte's style is so goddamn simple. It's like 2 or 3 passes, and if it's a goal, great. If not, hunker down, come back in defense, and run it again. Like Conte is such an execution-based coach.
But you can argue that that's what we need because you're going on about IQ. If they can't figure out the complicated stuff, give them something simple, tell them to run.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. I mean, that's why he's been successful with, and we can joke about him with Tottenham as much as we want, but throughout his tenure, I mean, he's won everywhere besides Tottenham and hopefully Napoli. Fingers crossed, Napoli. So they're one of those things, man. Like they had that early yuck up with Hellas, but they've hunkered down since. And I mean, with us, they didn't really try to do much with us, and that's why I'm just kind of like, my concern is, and I said it on Discord too, it's just like dropping points to them at home. It's and folks, you can say one injury to them, but they only play 1 time a week outside of Coppa Italia. And Conte is a very huge fitness guy, dude. Conte makes sure that they're fit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they get it this year.
So
not saying it's a given, but I mean the odds look good for Napoli to win.
Yeah, and he's not a cup coach. Like, I understand that he's not a cup coach, but like I'd rather not have Napoli win another Scudetto in my lifetime. So like,
we need it to be another 30 years or something before it happens again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I need it to be like 30, 40 years before they win another one. I'm like, they got their one, so they're gonna hang, and they're gonna hang there unless Conte implodes or something happens in the locker room. But Aren't we one injury away? We're
Yeah.
muscular. We're two.
We,
We're pretty
we
much.
already passed that. Like we already got the injuries and we already got screwed.
Everyone's injured. Even like Weah is still injured a little. He's playing. That's why they had to rest for the derby.
I don't understand our medical stuff, man.
I
It's
know
crazy.
they've sucked like for a long ass time.
My concern is this in regards to injuries, and I said this on Discord when I was talking with Misak. My biggest concern is the muscle injuries. Not like, for example, you know, it sucks if you get an ACL tear, right? Like it's terrible. But with that, you know that this individual's out for an extended period of time. It's like, it's okay, he's done, right? You need to get a backup or you need to figure out something here. My concern is the muscle injuries. Those are the ones that'll nick you really bad. Because, like, for example, you play this week, Gotti gets a hamstring issue. So he's out, he's day to day, right? Because hamstring injuries, if you tweak your hammy, you are day to day for a very, very long time. You like, for example, Douglas Luiz is going to be day to day because of that hamstring.
Yep.
Like, yeah, he didn't tear anything, but dude, I've had hamstring tweaks. They are a bitch to come back from because one small shift, you pull it again. Immediately you pull it again. So for him, that's what's going to suck, right? For example, say that you pull Kalulu pulls a hammy, and then all of a sudden, what's there? If you lose Kalulu, it's Gatti and Danilo, and then who else is essentially in your center back room?
Gio said the name.
Lukaku.
Yeah. Where is it?
Wait.
What's happened? Everything's changed. They did an update. Everything's okay.
Because from a center back perspective, the center back perspective, the depth is concerning for me. Because, like, for example,
there's no young players even to pull up. There's like
Yeah.
no one until January.
there's literally nothing. So, like, for example, and the issue, the reason why I'm bringing up muscle injuries is because of the congested schedule. Like, the congested schedule is opening the door to these muscle injuries. So it's like, what are you going to do? Play McKennie at center back? Play Locatelli at center back? Like, we're very, very thin in the center back room right now. And that's where it's going to be extremely dangerous going forward because you lost Bremer, who Bremer was an Iron Man. Like, Bremer could put in 50, 53 games easily.
Until he wasn't. All right,
Yeah,
Jeff's
their
coming
field
in.
was shit.
Everyone's
up,
coming in.
guys?
I'm gonna
What's up, Joe?
unmute Gino Eddie for a little bit as well, so he can get some words in. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I gotta get going. I'll watch the rest of the show because this place is about to close. So.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
all
Yeah.
right. Well, guys, I'll try to call in after the match. Hopefully, it's a victory. So, ciao, guys.
Yeah. No, we appreciate it.
See you.
Thanks for joining in.
Ciao.
All
What's
right,
up,
Jeff.
Yeah.
Another disgruntled man, perhaps. How you feeling?
That was a shit show. I don't know what to see from that. I saw the first 20, 30 minutes and I'm like, yeah, we're fucked. The first 30 minutes of the match and I was like, we're fucked. It was a shit show. I don't know why. I saw no energy. There was no creativity, no work, no intensity, nothing. It's just like, oh, we're gonna slide through Stuttgart like it was nothing, and then it's like reality hit in and they kicked our ass. So yeah, that was pretty much the whole thing.
Well, and this is why I'm saying, like, we're two muscle injuries away in our center back room from being in really big trouble. Because, like, for example, the follow up here, I would never put Savona in a center back position. I would never put him in there. It would be extremely dangerous. Cabal could probably fit it, right? But then essentially your back line becomes Rui, Cabal, insert Gatti or Kalulu, whoever's fit, and then Cambiaso or Savona. That would be it. And that's concerning because you need, for the finesse that you get at your fullback positions, you need bruisers to compensate for it. And sorry, Savona, yes, he's tall, but again, very, very lean. And that's why I think they need to make a center back move in January where hopefully this holds and hopefully, because right now the main thing I think that Juve need to do if they want to, and in my opinion, I think they should be in the conversation for the Scudetto, because if you spend 200 million in a single cycle, I think you should be well merited to be in that conversation for at least pushing it. So I think for them right now is hold off until January. And I mean, like, hold off is like stay within the iron. strike the iron until it's January, and then hopefully they're able to do some kind of moves, because the way that we're going right now, I don't see it being sustainable because of the concern that we have with the personnel right now. And I don't mean to be doom and gloom, guys. I hate to be that
You're
guy.
super doom and gloom. Dash, you're reneging.
I've turned
on your
into
duties.
BZ. Good
you're
Lord.
reneging on your duties. Juve Conor Castro here saying no urgency from this team since the start. Dash, you have no urgency. You haven't hit the button yet. The people are crying for it.
God damn it. Oh, they did change everything in the patch. You know what? Get ready, guys. Here we go. Ready? You're boom, 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 boom.
That's the wrong one. It's the wrong one.
I know.
Oh,
It's the wrong
that's the
one.
right one.
I got to give you some blue balls first.
Jesus. Come on, man.
All right. Why is Juice-san prepping? Here's why.
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
Right, Juice-san?
There you go.
Nice.
Good talk, buddy.
There you
Oh
go.
my God.
Hopefully we're a little lightened up there.
And by the way, Gio, like 100%, would you take Zirkzee alone? Shut up and take my money.
Yeah. Like nobody's having a conversation. They're just like, man, you don't be dumb. I know that's hard.
Congratulations for tying against Fenerbahce.
I think I said, I don't know if I told you guys that the whole thing with Xerxes to Man United was not going to go well. I don't know. I said that. I don't know if I said it on the stream, but I said it somewhere.
I think we all knew.
It's not a playing style that works with them. If they have Bruno Fernandes like playing that for that high up the field, like he's playing basically a hybrid 9 and 10 already, like him and Xerxes don't fit together. And like Højlund, when he plays, his output per 90 is incredible. I think he's scoring every like 85 or 80 minutes or whatever when he plays, but he barely gets minutes because he's injured all the time, muscular injuries, ironically. And dude, Xerxes, the poor brother, doesn't fit the system. So I never understood the deal like in first place.
It was F Juve, that's why. That was the mindset of that for them.
I get it, but like even if you're Xerxes, like at the same time, you have to be very careful which team you're picking. Because a lot of players always focus on getting the bag, but sometimes yes, you can have the bag, but you go to a club that has no plan, no project, and then that hinders your ability.
Especially Jeff, the agent of Xerxes, they bought a year earlier from Serie A Højlund for 75 million euros.
I know.
You already know, like if Højlund is fit, he is the starter. Why the hell would you go into that?
I think I feel like I think with what's it called, Ten Hag. I think he wanted to get a Dutch player. Usually, I always notice with these Dutch coaches, they'll get Dutch players.
By now.
He's got the under 23.
His whole Ajax squad, man. He got Mazraoui back. He got the Licht back. Who does he also? He has Eriksen. Eriksen was in that squad, I believe.
Yes.
Anthony was in that team. And I think Anthony scored 4 or 5 goals in his 2 years at Man U. I mean, damn, like he got his whole Manchester United squad except Ryan Gravenberch, who is casually one of the best midfielders in the Premier League with Liverpool right now. I mean, damn.
He sucks. He's a terrible coach. That's why.
No, I agree. Well, so I wanted to get back on the Juve talk though. The one thing I was afraid, and I kind of feel like my prediction happened, was we were buying players, we were buying critical players, but the problem was we also let go of a lot of players in the meanwhile. So like we got the guys that we wanted at one end, but at the same time, I felt like we didn't have enough depth. Meaning like, because a lot of people were saying, oh, I don't want Jadon Sancho. We don't need Jadon Sancho. But then I'm like, nah, I would like to have him because the situation could be that he could get injured. And then when Nico Gonzalez got injured, well, you know what? And if we would have had Jadon Sancho, it would have been a really good situation there. And maybe he would have played on the wing and then had Kenan play as a 9 or a 10. So to me, it was like, I think we need more depth, more pieces. Not necessarily it has to be world class, but we do need enough pieces, like certain pieces to like replace players, and that's probably it.
You're
And I think with
100%
the
right.
lack of money, so yeah.
No,
Yeah,
100% right. Dude, we can consider ourselves so lucky that Yildiz hasn't gotten himself like seriously injured or whatever,
Mhm.
because he's the only like good working option on the left side. And we got already fucked on the right side. Like Conceição got injured multiple times. Nico Gonzalez is already out. Timmy Weah, we never know. Like if he gets like if he can string 3 games after each other, he can't even do that. And even our right side and is, I don't know, man. Our rotation is completely fucked even on the right side. We have to play Cambiaso as a right winger sometimes because all of the 3 get injured, and that's why we are so lucky that it's working on the left so far with Yildiz. But 100%, like we need just a body on the left side, and honestly, we need a center back desperately, like
Yeah.
desperately. With losing Bremer is a bummer. And ironically, yes, was it Vlad that said that? I would have loved
Yeah.
Rugani in this squad now. I miss him. But still, we need another defender because I consider Danilo. I'm sorry, I respect him and I love him, but I don't consider him as a viable rotational piece anymore.
You know, the thing about Bremer right now is like, for example, the thing that I miss isn't his defensive abilities, it's his availability.
Yeah.
Because like that's the thing that I miss about him the most, and that's the thing that hurts. Because like, for example, you knew outside of maybe an ankle, like a light ankle twist or something minor, he was going to give you 50 games. Like that's the issue with Bremer. Because like, for example, if it sounds fucked up, but I would have rather that have that injury happen to Gotti than Bremer. As fucked up as that sounds.
Oh, you're
No,
picking
you're
favorite
completely
children.
right. You're absolutely right. I mean,
because like, for example, from a sample size, I don't envision Gotti being able to, come in and drop a 50 piece casually. Whereas like Bremer can. Bremer has the physical build. He is like a physical specimen that could give you 55 games this year. And it's like not like, for example, yeah, he'll have some off games and stuff like that. But like, for example, if I'm Mota and Giuntoli, I'm like, okay, he's giving us 50 games. Easily, physically, he is capable of giving us 50 games. So it's like I'm sitting there and it's just like that. That's why I'm just like, fuck, man. Because like out of all the players on that entire roster to get injured, it's him. And it's like, for example, yes, defensively, he is a monster. A monster. But that's not even his best trait. His best trait was his availability. And that's going to be very difficult to overcome.
But also, like, he needed to adapt to back 4 for like the whole season, not just these games where he did a really good job of playing left center back, which is what he like struggled with Allegri. But now he can't practice that position for another 8 months or so. So that's also like apart from just like the physical part. If we're gonna get the same Superman Bremer, or like a nerfed version or whatever, but like it's also like having a back 4 because of him being able to adapt and play on the left, which like Gatti can't do, the leg couldn't do. Like we had it solved because then we had Kalulu right back, Gatti, and Bremer, and then Cambiaso. That back 4 could have won us the Scudetto, like because of the rotation that we needed to do. But now it's like we're just fighting to keep our head above water every game. And like like you said, hope no one gets a muscular strain because that's gonna like set us back some more.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to overcome, especially if Kalou gets a hamstring injury. You've lost your best center back at this point. I wanted to go back to LJJ's question where he asked if Coop Nico were available against Stuttgart would have been a different result. 100%. Because the reason why is Stuttgart would have to respect Coop. So, like, for example, they were kind of lax and just off in a zonal press because they weren't really concerned with our midfield. They kind of just was like, whatever. So if you had Koopmeyers and you had both Nico, because like I think Yildiz will continue to struggle against players that are physical. That's kind of what we saw against Stuttgart. That's what we saw against other things as well. I think again, the difference between Yildiz and Conceição is like, okay, you're bigger than me, but I'm faster than you. Whereas like Yildiz is like, okay, let me see if I can get the step over to work, and the guy's like, bounce off me, little boy. But like if we're running both Nico Gonzalez and Koopmeyers, I think we win that game. I think Stuttgart does not come out and play as aggressive as they did. I think they're more conservative in their sense, where I think we would have been able to beat them. I'm 100% positive with that one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
we can have that debate if you want that, because like in my opinion, like Bremer, okay, he's injured, but Bremer is the best defender. Is it then Kalulu and Gatti, or Gatti and Kalulu? Like those are your top three, and then yes, you can argue Danilo, because Cabal is not a traditional center back. He's a left back that sometimes switches to center back, and then you have Rui and Savona who are youngsters and fullbacks. So that, in my opinion, like Danilo is the third or fourth best defender, and that's, by the way, already it with our depth, and Bremer is out of it. So that gives us three traditional center backs and Cabal.
I wanted to add one thing though about the whole Danilo thing. Like for me, I think Danilo does well with a back three, but I don't think he's capable of holding up a back four. I think the Malta system is a lot different. I don't think he's fit for Malta system. For Allegri, I think he's fine. I think a back three works for him. He's suitable. But for a back four, I don't see Danilo working out at all. Like, I think he's very mistake prone. He's not used to that system. I think he's done well under those times at Allegri, but I think now it's time for him to go.
Yeah, he is going. It's just we kind of need him now. And find that's the thing. Do we get rid of him in January if you get somebody else? I think you don't play that game. You just say, yeah, okay, whatever. Just sit on the bench, train with us. We'll put you in when we need you. But at the end of the season, man, you're done. It's over.
Yeah, it makes no sense to sell him unless you're able to get 5 to 10. It makes no sense.
Send Danilo to Como, yeah, after Rafael Varane. That's rough. That's rough, guys. Come on.
No.
I don't know. I don't know where he would go. He might go back to Brazil, maybe. Who knows?
Oh, I don't mind. I don't mind keeping him. I just for the problem is if you have a player that doesn't fit your system properly, which he does, and it's not necessarily because of his talents. It's because of the age. That's my problem. And
I might have a wild take here.
Go for it.
I was going to say, I'd rather keep Rugani over Danilo in this situation.
By the way, I agree. And the system Rugani would work better, I believe. Like not in the grand scheme of things. Like Danilo is 10 times the player that Rugani ever was. Like
100%. Yeah.
I don't get that mistaken or whatever. But I think in this system, Rugani would be better, ironically, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
LJJ, like this likely when he inevitably takes over for Ten Hag, we'll take Danilo.
Nice.
And by the way, on that one, yeah, and how's Brazil's defense looking?
Yeah, you can't use Brazil, man.
That's a bad example, Habibi.
They have not won anything in what, 8 years now?
I'm surprised how Brazil hasn't even selected Bremer. I understand the whole back three, but yeah, I'm surprised about that. Like, to be honest, I know I'm gonna say another wild take here. People are gonna grill me. I think he's better than Militao, but again, I know I'm gonna get shitted on.
No, it's because joga bonito way.
Yeah.
It's more so because like Bremer isn't sexy when he plays. I mean, he's a fucking Giga Chad physically. But
Bremer is better than whoever you put in that Brazilian defense, honestly.
that Brazilian team is a joke.
Bremer is just not the fancy name that Real Madrid paid 60 million to a Brazilian team to get him at a young age.
Bremer is like Italian defender, like built like an Italian defender.
Absolutely.
He was criminal that he chose his Brazilian heritage over the Italian
Yeah.
one because he had 2 to pick and he picked that one.
If you really had like Bremer, Dybala, Mbappe, dude, no one would stop them.
So, Dash, I know you want to talk about it. We're gonna move on a little bit here because I feel like Dash might take a while, so we got to give him lots of time.
For what? Am I missing something?
No, you're the one that posted this.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh man, I don't know how credible this is, but I just saw it and I just had to throw it out there. Where apparently Arnie Slot is saying that he struggles to exercise, which is weird because as much as I troll Chiesa does work out consistently. So I don't know how much.
Damn.
Well, here's the quote.
How are you two keep talking about this poor guy, man?
Because this is new and it's actually kind of funny. So
Dude,
here's the quote.
I'm watching every single Liverpool game and I don't mention them. Damn, you guys have your fun with it.
No, I think this quote's bullshit. I think it's taken out of context.
Okay, well, let's get it out so people at least know what we're saying here. He's coming from Serie A, which is less intensive than the Premier League. He struggles to reach our level. It's a big disappointment seeing him skipping our training sessions.
He's got muscular injuries. What do you want him to do?
Well, what's the context, right? Like, what's
by the way, yes, there's context to it. The question was, with that signing and what were you expecting from him and everything, and why is he out for all of the games, and why is he out of practice so many times? And yes, that is a quote of it, but of course they left out like a couple of sentences where he went even more in depth into it, why he's not practicing, and that he has like small injuries. He came out of shape because he didn't train, like he said there. Like, it wasn't as harsh as it does sound like from this quote here.
And I have to agree, just on a side note, that's one ugly jersey. Even I was looking at the numbers on the previous one. I can't remember now. The one that we had earlier where we showed them, and the font. Oh, it's just gross. Yeah, Liverpool, do better. Come on.
It looks like Minecraft font.
Hey, brother. Liverpool New Balance is like 5 years ago.
I mean, it's hard, man. Tracking.
And by the way, the jersey numbers are like have a mandatory font in the Premier League, like they are in Italy and in Spain as well.
Yeah, well, they also suck, so it doesn't change things. Still sucks.
But
more with the colors.
But honestly, I like the font that Serie A has chosen. I don't know. Like I like the numbers and the font. Like those of Serie A are very decent.
Except none of it actually is scaled properly. If you look at it from an actual typography, I'm nerding out, I know, but if you look at it from like a typography standpoint, it's actually a hot mess. But who cares if it looks good? Really, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yep.
I don't know what I think about the whole Chiesa thing. I honestly, like, he's just going to be Mo Salah's backup at this point until Mo Salah goes away, and then he gets adjusted to the Premier League, which I kind of surprisingly think he could do it. I think he can get himself like adjusted quite well in the Premier League, ironically, but we'll see.
All that rain, it plays havoc on his. He's gonna get arthritis in that knee. All that rain, the low pressure systems through England. No, it's too much of a bitch. He can't handle it. Sound like my grandma's like, "Oh, it must be raining later on today. My knees hurt." That's basically Chiesa right now.
That's why he doesn't practice.
It's gonna rain.
Well, he better, or his career's over. Pretty much. This is your last chance, buddy. Let's go. Prove yourself.
Okay. KB, what happened to your nice house? Where did your nice house go?
Oh wait,
One with
I
the piano
rented
in
it
the
out.
background.
Oh, that's because I rented it out.
No, you had
Yeah.
used it was one of the
Oh, yeah.
default backgrounds on
I'm
the
back. Yeah, that was the default, pretty much. Yeah.
default background.
I mean, my condo's nice. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I mess with my condo, but until I get my nursing degree, until I get everything situated and make some real money, then yeah, I'm not gonna go back to it. So I'm just gonna rent. I'm gonna rent it out to people. So yeah,
Making that cash.
of course, just one step at a time. Yeah. What was it? Is any of the players coming back from injury, or none of them are coming back? So what's the situation on that?
Who's coming back?
Like
Nobody.
Coop, Nico.
Definitely not Coop. Nico not looking good. Who else do we have? I know we have
Where
Rhea
was day
should.
today, I believe.
Dougie.
Dougie, I think was a maybe. That might be midweek as well, Wednesday. Yeah, it's tentative. A lot of it's tentative, and they don't want to say.
Yeah.
Like they even said technically Coop could play. Like he could physically play. He would just hate his life. So he's not going to play.
All right. Here's the thing with Douglas Luiz, because you guys, I'm glad you guys brought that up. Like, I want to give him a couple of advice here. First things first.
That's your favorite topic.
Yeah, no, yeah, because he's like almost there. He's like halfway. Like, I feel like he's playing halfway to his potential. But the fact that he got injured really pissed me off. Like, that really pissed me off. I think it's like for him, he needs to find like some kind of personal trainer to help him with his mobility training. Something needs to freaking happen. And something needs to happen with that, because like he's just going to become injury prone if he doesn't properly train. And two, break up with your girlfriend, bro. She's not good for you. Dude, she's not good for you, bro.
But
like, you gotta like let her go. She's bad news. I'm just saying it right now.
He just wants her to sit on his face. He wants them thighs.
I get it, but
he's like Shannon Sharp. He names. He's like, whoa.
I mean, like Shannon's retired, brother, but you know.
Hey man, you ain't retired when it comes to clapping those cheeks. Tell him, Ocho.
I get it. But again, like he needs to like get his career in check, man. Because if he does not focus, he's gonna have a Arthur Mello moment. Like, I'm just saying, like get his head out of his ass.
Hey man, you know what Coach Prime be saying? He ain't there for them chicken wings. He there for them thighs, and you can't get Douglas Luiz off them thighs.
Oh boy.
Okay, so at the dive.
Thank you, whoever it was now. I can't fucking remember about bringing up the injury situation. It is something I did want to cover because, well, it's the same. It's the same for both teams. Yeah, so Inter missing Carlos Augusto, Francesco Echirbi, Hakan Chalalong. Say it for me, Dash.
Chalalongu.
Christian
Deslany. Two? Fuck.
And look, Canadian boy, whatever, Tejon Buchanan. He's basically he's Inter's Timmy Weah. And we're missing Milik, of course, still. Dougie Luiz Bremer for the season. Nicky Gonzalez and Coop. So mid-November for Milik. I mean, that changes every 2 weeks. So Douglas Luiz, there it is. Doubtful. Like it's a slight chance, but probably not. Bremer out. And then early November for Gonzalez and Coop.
Are they? Man, I wonder who the hell's playing in the hole for Inter? Because it's Barella, Mkhitaryan, and then are they going to put Fratese? Are they going to put Zielinski?
They're going to have to. Yeah, they got this Fratese. Yeah,
they have a lot of options.
Yeah, they're going to probably use Zielinski.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
They did play Zielinski yesterday and didn't turn out too good.
Mm-mm.
So
This could go either or. Like this actually might even go to our advantage. I don't know exactly, but it would have been nice if we actually had Douglas Luiz as a piece. You know, either starting or even coming out from the bench.
Hey, we gotta tell Alicia, go rub them thighs for him. Rub them thighs out. Get up there and just rub his leg.
Be useful. You know, just instead of being a stupid influencer. I kind of had the feeling this was going to be a bad idea. I don't know why. Just the idea of having an influencer like signing her and then having Logan Paul and these like rejects coming.
Because you're from Florida, you can smell a bad idea.
Yeah,
that's the OnlyFans model. That's just the scent of dirty coochie.
And I gotta find it again. There was another Prime commercial thing today.
Prime time.
Find it. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Oh boy, this I think this is so dumb. Okay, get rid of this. Give me a second as I bring it up. Here.
Yeah, Dave, before you play it, let me dip out real quick. Before I dip out, have you guys ever returned a Juve jersey? Because I think I might have to. And will they refund you?
From the Juve store?
Yeah.
I don't know how I want to answer this. Do I want to answer this sarcastically or not?
No. Number one, do you have a print on it?
A print? No.
Then there's a chance.
Okay, so hold on. First, I want to know why we're returning it. Is it because of your
it's probably the wrong size. But I got the third kit. I should have got medium.
Oh,
no, size should be no problem to exchange it, I think.
Yeah, it's just a stock. There's no more medium.
Eventually, you'll get old and fat and fit into it.
No, small.
Oh, you got but you need medium. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
he's too yoked. Compachiro got yoked. That's why he's shredded. That's why he's only doing a headshot. He doesn't want us to show how sculpted he is.
Yeah, for sure.
You all listen to Douglas Luiz jersey.
Yep, for sure.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, just talk to customer service. I have no idea.
He ordered it with Danilo because he wasn't expecting Danilo to be cooked.
Yo, I almost did. Not gonna lie.
No, man, I love Danilo. I'm just having fun now. I want to trigger.
You could be. This could have been completely facetious.
And I was thinking of having a signed Danilo jersey and sending it to BZ as a gift. I'm going to hell for that, but yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, if you had just like money lying around to fuck with people, sure.
Yeah, just to fuck with them.
That's fuck you money. That's definitely fuck you money.
Here, but here's a present for me. Yeah, a signed Danilo jersey. Yeah.
All right.
Guys, signing off. See you.
All right. Have a good night. Thanks for joining.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Think I'm allowed to play it with the sound and everything? Is this kosher? I don't know.
I just work here.
Okay, we'll cut it out. If the next section gets cut out, it's because we got hit with copyright. Not the first time. All right.
Dave got exposed with the
Yeah, okay.
JJ Prom.
No, this whole thing right here, like the locker.
What are you talking about? It's a locker.
This isn't just any locker.
I'm so confused right now.
This was Cristiano Ronaldo's locker. Yep. Yeah, you gonna sniff it in there. That's
what he said. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Of course he got the biggest locker too.
I think they're all the same size.
That's Mike.
Yeah, okay.
What the fuck's he doing?
Disgusted. I am genuinely disgusted at the fact that they get to wear that jersey. I am disgusted. I do not know. Please stop.
That's what happens when Juve goes the influencer route.
Fucking A. I'd rather have the Nelk boys wear it than these freaking rejects.
He's
I
like,
like those guys.
I gotta wash my tears, man.
Good God. Like, what the? And I still can't believe I Show Speed actually went to Albania to visit the prime minister to actually talk. I cannot
we got baddies, Jeffy. We got baddies over there. That's why. What are we supposed to do? It's just unfortunately, he saw that we got baddies and he's like, Yem Shiptar, bro. And it's like,
yeah, there you go.
By the way, everybody, I need advice. So, which player should go on this jersey? On the Juventus jersey, which one on Germany, which one on Spain, and which player on Italy? I want to print them.
Okay.
To print them all. So,
I would put Vlahovic on the Juve jersey.
fuck
I
you.
would put Andre Schula on the Germany jersey.
Fuck you even more. Yes, Italy Cambiaso was my shot as well, by the way,
For-
Gio. But who on
for
the Juventus
Italy,
jersey?
I want you to put Pele.
I don't think anybody can beat that
Pele,
list.
bro.
Oh
Oh my
man,
god. Can
I
it
guess
be?
I can play this.
Be at least a player that at least played in this jersey?
All right, got it.
Good job. You can do this.
Federico Chiesa.
God dang. I was thinking
All right.
Edwin. No, Eder from
Eder.
2016. The Brazilian, Italian, whatever he was. He's like a forward, second striker. Yeah, that's what you should do for Italy. No, I'm just kidding. I was thinking for Juve, you can put Cup Miners. For Germany, you can put Toni Kroos. Spain, I'll put Yamal.
Correa.
Yeah, Correa.
No, for Spain, I was so the Juventus jersey. I'm not decided yet. Germany as well, not. But I thought about Kroos or Gündogan, one of those. Spain, I thought about Zubimendi or Robin Lenormand because he's one of my favorite center backs. I like him. And no, Alvaro's out of it. He is officially cancelled because he went to Milan. That's why I didn't put Morata on it. And Italy, like Cambiaso was my number one idea.
You know, if you just did more squats, you wouldn't need any names on your back. You would just have the ass to show off.
Reach.
When Dash takes off his headphones.
They've got bars.
Oh man! I mean,
this is why we do not like the Canadians.
I mean, I put one name on a jersey, and I got fucked. So, what do I care? Shoot from the hip, see what happens. Sometimes it's good, sometimes maybe shit.
Sometimes it's back shots.
Yeah. And the one that was gifted to me with a name on it. Okay, so who's worse? Juve, rookie year 22, Chiesa, or the green Italy jersey from, what was it, 2020? With Immobile.
What was it the green like the green Puma jersey stuff?
Yeah, that really sexy one that I loved.
I love that jersey, man.
Yeah, but then there's Immobile on it.
No problem for me, man. He's
No
a
problem.
record
Okay.
goal scorer for Lazio. Take him.
For Lazio, but he did shit for Italy.
Yes, that's what I said. Lazio, not Italy.
So which jersey's worse?
Well, I mean, are we only going to account for the first season of Chiesa or the whole career?
I guess just in general. I don't know.
In general, yeah.
It's just 22 jersey, so I guess maybe for the year, but
probably keep Chiesa. I think he had a pretty good impact. I feel like he had a lot more impact in Italy than Immobile. I do think he was pretty good when the year they won it. So he was very impactful on the year that he won it, his rookie year. So yeah.
Oh, I totally missed this one from Antonio. Do we believe the Zirkzee or the Luca rumors? I'm sure we're looking at options. It's just so early at this point that sure, yeah, we're looking at these. Of course we're looking. The scouts are out. We're looking. Is there any like weight behind it? We don't know that yet. Like that, we'll know that I think in December. When I'm drunk on eggnog, this is what we're going to be reading in the news. Until then,
my only prediction I have with Zirkzee would be so like scenario one would be that Ten Hag leaves in November, and sometime by December the coach doesn't include him in the plans, so then it's going to cause United to loan him out. So that could be Juve's opportunity to snap him up on a loan. I don't know if we're going to get him as a permanent player, but on a loan, I could see it happening, but I don't know exactly. It's too many unknowns. So that would be my only case. Like, that's the only way I could see Xerxes coming in.
Here's another question from Suave. Would you prefer a Dragusin or Skriniar? I'm easy on Skriniar personally.
The question is, do you want something that is defensively stable? Then you take Skriniar. If you want something that gives you a bit of passing, then you take Dragusin. But Dragusin leaves like hell of a lot of like big holes behind him defensively. Have you watched Tottenham this season, brother? Like him and Mickey van de Ven when they play together, they are horrible. Like both are great passers. They have speed. They have decent dribbles. They are decent in passing and build up. But defensively, they're horrible. So if you think defensively, Skriniar.
Yeah.
If we're looking for a replacement, I would say Skriniar.
100%. Yeah, no. No denying that. Again, I think it goes down.
Skriniar, he's also cheaper because you may get on a loan.
The thing is like, would they cover the salary? That would be my one of my concerns. So the salary issue. Other than that, I would take Skriniar in a heartbeat. I think he's more experienced defender than Dragusin. So
yeah, well, that's for sure. I think personally with Dragusin, his issue was, a little shaky, I guess, in terms discipline. That's the word I'm looking for. Like maybe not as sound disciplinary wise as opposed to Skriniar, who is just going to be your center back, just that stalwart classic center back that's going to keep things tight. And that's more Juve anyways, right? There's a reason we got rid of Dragusin. Like for one reason, was he up to snuff? We can debate that. I don't think he was just personality wise. I don't think he was a Juve player. Where Skriniar, I think he would fit right in personally. But I mean, I don't know the guys personally, so what the fuck do I know? Just my opinion.
No, I mean, until like a player's not perfectly disciplined until we sign Pogba at the same time. So it's like,
oh yeah,
that was
he went there. Hey, that's favorite topic as well.
Oh yeah. Well, you shut me up real quick with that one. I don't even know what to say. It's just we had a love affection. They were looking for a content creator. That's it. That's why they got Raymond. That's why they got Logan Paul.
But we did sign the perfect content creator. That's Alicia Lehman.
We had Julia Grosso. That was the perfect content creator.
No, sorry, Dave. Julia Grosso ain't got yams. She ain't got yams, dude.
Look,
Julia's a nice little church girl. Dave, she ain't that baddie.
Look. All of us here love Julia, but compared to Alicia, the web presence on IG and everything,
I wouldn't know. I don't follow Alicia, but I follow Grosso.
Still do. Some might call me misogynistic, but I don't follow women's sports.
And he dropped it just like that.
Unfortunately, I wish him the best. I'm not saying it. I hope women's sports gets better over the time. But as of now,
it has.
I will get there. I will watch, but right now I haven't had the time to watch it.
I tried watching a bit of the WNBA playoffs, but I was too damn tired all the time and went to sleep immediately. Like
what I have to say though, they last year did a female hockey team in North America or league, sorry, and it's free on YouTube. Like that's hard to compete with when the NHL makes it so hard to watch their games, so expensive, and even then, if you get they screw you over. If you buy the package, the online package, they have blackouts for your local area because they want that viewership to go to the cable, but nobody has cable, so you just don't end up getting to watch your own team. So you end up just pirating everything anyway. Like it's such a pain in the dick the NHL. And
How about not watching hockey?
I'm not even.
it's like I'm telling you not to put a sausage in your mouth because you're fucking German. Like,
I'm not eating a sausage.
You
So
come on,
that's
you
not-
telling me you don't throw
that's not-
bratwurst down your throat?
Every now and then, but
Yeah,
not daily.
see? And every now and then I want to watch some hockey because I'm fucking Canadian.
Yeah,
You can tell me
starving.
it's like, oh, maybe you're fat. Maybe you should stop having maple syrup. No. You're gonna put bullshit, I tell.
You
Anyways.
know how many times I get invited to watch hockey games? I always nice. I get invited to watch hockey games all the time. I just like I don't do it. I mean, I would rather watch hockey over baseball. You will not pay me any money, not $1 million, not $1 billion to watch a baseball game.
I'm gonna come.
Watch any live sports. That's all I gotta say. Like, just try. I saw NASCAR for the first time there a month or two ago. It was fun. It was amazing. I'll do it again. Why not? You don't know until you do it. And now I actually understand and appreciate NASCAR. Before that, it was I go left and crash. That's still mostly what it is, but I understand what they're doing to get into that position.
By the way, it was similar. It was similar for me with IndyCar. I watched, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago? I watched my first like Indy 500. Before that, like I wasn't interested in IndyCar like whatsoever. But then I watched the first one, and they are doing a decent job, like explaining during the race, like what makes it special, and that it's not just, yes, it is just left turns, but how you set up your aerodynamics and the physics of the left tires being smaller and everything. Like, it was like actually interesting how they explained everything.
I do think I will say when it comes to sports broadcasting, America is like one of the best to do it. On that part, I will give America I'll give USA that like we're the best when it comes to sports broadcasting, sports debating, and all that. It's entertaining. I'll say that.
It's the most entertaining, but I find the Americans, they keep it a little bit too dumb, and I know it's because they know who their viewers are, so they're keeping it to that level.
Yeah, of course. I'm not even offended by that, but yeah.
I think for example, like in the space of football, there is no better broadcast, in my opinion, than CBS when they do Champions League games. Like, there's no German, no English, no Spanish panel, or like from none of the leagues I'm watching. There's no panel or TV coverage that comes as close to what CBS is doing, because they have the right chemistry, they have the right amount of jokes, they have the right amount of expertise, and even when there's some like social issues or whatever, they even talk about that. Like, I think it's an incredible mix for what they have. I thought
they're not bad.
We have nothing that comes close to it, and yeah, basketball, to say the least. Like, of course, is there something better than Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck?
Chuck is no. I would love to see a boxing match between Chuck and Skip Bayless. That would be something I would pay for sure.
The question
I
is,
don't get the CBS feed, so I have no idea.
What is Skip's next step, though?
Dash, could you vouch for the CBS?
For what? For the Champions League stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as German Dave was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm just saying because
it's good.
Maybe he's full of shit. And I don't know. I just want
No, it's I mean, you would like it because they spend most of the show roasting Thierry Henry.
Yeah, I do like that part.
Most of the time they're roasting Michael Richards, the poor guy.
But like they also know, like there's also like an inside joke about Thierry Henry that likes Kate Abdo. So
no,
I mean I've seen clips.
TT wants some TTs, yes.
It's Kate Scott now, Dash.
She was got earlier, but she got ungot as Jamie Carragher was making fun of her for it. That was brutal. Oh, that was brutal. She's like, what can't I keep? And Jamie's like, oh, you can't keep yourself, like your man earlier or something like that.
Damn, that was your Scouse accent. Nice.
He said that earlier. He said that during a fucking broadcast. He's like, Well, you can't keep yourselves accurate like that. Just kind of like how Kate with her relationship, and she's like, "What?" And then TT is
Yep.
like, "Oh shit."
And a day later, he had to apologize publicly.
No, not a good move.
He cooked her quite well.
Nah, not a good move. He was trying to defend her honor and stuff. No, don't do that.
TT was like, "No big problem. No.
Nope. No, that's a huge no. Yeah.
Hey man, TT likes his British women.
Yeah, but you can like someone, but you don't want to overdo it at the same time. Like you just kind of want to like do like one step forward, two steps backwards type of thing. I don't know. I'm toxic. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna don't take my advice.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of this, because according to the group chat, I'm gonna expose this meme because it's so funny, and we'll end on this. So Sal sent this to the group chat where he said,
Oh, dude. Hey, Dash.
Shall
Dash
I
is
go into it?
exposing us.
Go for it.
Shall I go for it? All right. So Sal puts on here a meme that says the type of men who will ruin your life: men that are taller than 6 feet or under 5'6", drive a German car, personal trainers, professional athletes, live in Florida. Sorry, Jeff, you're fucked. Fashion motherfuckers and mama's boys.
Oh fuck.
I think all of us here are one of those.
I don't drive a German car yet. Not yet.
No.
Not yet. Me too.
Yeah,
I will
gotta,
do it in the future.
gotta earn that bread first.
I might be a mama's boy, but I am Italian, so it kind of works.
Yeah, I'm 6 feet, so get fucked. I don't drive a German car. That is the most like non-Albanian stereotypical thing I do.
No, that's like okay. An 09 E350 Mercedes is like a given. Like an Albanian will drive that.
Yep.
No, they'll drive the C class, the old school 80s C class. Like, bro, I got my Benz.
No,
Bro,
I'm
my
talking
Benz.
about- yeah. In Albania, yes, that is true. I'm talking about here in Florida, like in my area. That's it.
By the way, here all the like Balkan people, Arabs, and from Turkey and from whatever, all of them like Mercedes drivers. Like maybe a decade ago it was BMW. Like every like from the everybody from the southern countries like wanted to have a BMW, and now it's switched to Mercedes because Mercedes is now the new youth and cool brand.
Well, okay, so in Florida, so for our Balkan communities, like whether you're Albanian, Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian, vice versa. So here's how this works with us. Usually, if you're in your early 20s, like the fuckboy stage in your life, you're kind of driving a BMW, like a 3 Series BMW or an Audi.
Yep.
An 8, 7, 8, 8. You got to have
by the way,
the lights and the espresso.
Audi here exclusively an old man's car.
Audi here, in our area, it's like usually younger kids in like high school, college.
They got their parents' first lease.
Yeah,
parents' first lease.
Yeah, parents' first lease, exactly. Yep. And then just Marlboro Lights, espresso coffee. That's it. And then like if you have a job, like if you have a stable job, you drive so between a 2009 or a 2014 E350 Mercedes. That's usually how it goes. And I already know, like, by the time, like, the way he dresses, his demeanor, the car he drives, I'm like, yep, he's Albanian. Like, I already know right off the bat.
So it was funny when you first said Balkan, I thought you said bulking, like going to the gym and getting bulked. But I also then realized it's probably the same community.
Yeah, no.
Why am I catching strays?
Oh, gee, no, I just, you guys.
He's like, no, it's just, fuck you. Just fuck you. That's all.
Oh, whatever. That was a compliment, if anything. I just say you guys like to get jacked.
That is, I mean, we're like I don't know, for me, I'm like that prototypical 5'7", super jacked. I lose weight, gain weight quick too. It's weird. It's like once I start working out and start playing, I'll lose it really quickly. But the moment I stop, it's like it goes to shit.
He's
All
got
right,
full-
guys.
He's going full dad bod with that one.
Well, we went to shit.
But
in
anyways,
general.
let's not become Kamala Harris and do word salads. Let's.
We haven't
it's time to
talked
stop.
about food yet.
But you just like dropped a political. Yeah, I caught that.
Dude, it's a meme. Be cultured. It's a meme. Because
I'm okay. I'm sorry if I'm not cultured about the American political landscape during an election year.
Dude, it has been a repository
way,
of meme shenanigans, and I am all for it.
That's
I
all.
only-
That's all it's gonna be. That's it.
I
Get it
only
out of the
hear
way.
of the presidential race from memes. I don't know anything about neither of them. I just know like about Trump because of his history and everything. I don't know anything about them currently, what they are doing. Like,
It's nothing but a clusterfuck.
Oh, it's
That's
glorious.
It's a clusterfuck.
You know, it's getting hilarious when CNN is trolling her. That's how you know you're getting to the phase is where it's funny because she
damn,
said
I thought CNN is the sort of like
they were,
left,
but dude,
the
if
left
she
party. CTV.
she said, I understand there's work that needs to be done because there was work that wasn't done. So there's work that needs to be done that we haven't done. So we need to do the work. That was her response to a question.
That's bars, man. You could use
Sounds like
that.
it sounds like a very average political, like it's like dodging a question, answering a question by dodging a question. So it's like tap dancing, pretty much. That's what it is. It's a very common thing.
So bad. I know, but it's so bad. Like,
yeah.
It's like, and I'm not even like, and the funny thing about it is I'm not even actively searching for this. It's just the word salads pop up on my recommended. I'm just listening to it. And she's like, she could be the nicest person ever, but good Lord, she has one of the most naggiest voices ever. Like she sounds like that chick that you're just with her because she's got a yacht and that's about it. But she just sounds so goddamn annoying. Like she's got the annoying laugh too. That like this bitch gonna kill me if I'm not paying attention.
Oh god. No, very uncharismatic. I understand.
No,
yeah.
no Riz, and no yacht.
Oh boy. Well, maybe I'll troll some X later on. To
I'm not gonna
catch up
lie
on my
though.
politics.
Oh,
I
dude,
did like the VP calling Elon a dipshit. That was a little fun.
Elon is all over that. He's
Yeah.
all over his own platform right now.
I'm gonna come.
Elon is kind of a dipshit.
Is that like jerking off to yourself in the mirror? Is it the same idea if you like own X and just twit on X all day?
He doesn't need to do it. He's gonna make androids to do it for him.
Jesus.
He already has the AI. You see how he had like a robot at one of his events, but it was really just controlled by a dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so bad. And there were people at that event and asked them, yes, are they already fully automated? Do they already have AI and everything built in? When like evidently like they were answering and acting too quickly and the motions were too smooth. Like dude, there was a person like an either inside of that or like remote controlling it or something like that.
Yeah, it was remote. Obviously, put a dude inside the
damn,
robot.
hey, like C3PO, my god. No, dude, oh my god, and people were killing him at that event. Yeah.
Oh, the guy, he tries too hard. That's the problem. Sometimes you gotta do it like the rest of the other billionaires. Like shut the fuck up and just lay low.
He's eccentric, though, right?
Build your rockets and shut up.
He's got fuck you money, and he's just gonna say fuck you. That's honestly what he is. Like
I'm honestly here for it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm here because like there's only a few guys that could tell another billionaire you're too poor. like that's honestly like when Mark Cuban's like, I need to buy Twitter away from him, and he's like, bro, you're like $43 billion short. Like, nice try, buddy. Like
I heard that the bit that Elon did when he tried to buy Twitter was like an accident. He didn't mean to do it. Like apparently it was a meme. Like he was just memeing, and then like something went down the road where like the courts forced him to buy it. I don't know. That's just rumors. I don't know the full story, but that's what I've heard.
I think there was. I don't know the details, but I think they said like the court said that he tried by that way and with trying to make a meme out of it, he was influencing the market. So he was forcefully like influencing the bids for Twitter, and that's why he had to do it for the publicly made bid, basically.
Yeah, and then he took it and ended up firing like 60% of their staff.
They don't work hard enough.
They had a
Apparently-
director. They had a director of stock
Oh,
replacement.
were they working too much, Dave?
Yeah, Elon, he even said this week too. He's like, if somebody does 100 hours of work a week and another person does 40 hours a work week, who do you think's going to get more done? Obviously, the other person's more successful. It's like, yeah, and then the other person's eventually just going to die.
Yeah, like that was.
It was
I
funny
think,
because
like,
Twitter had like people. They were hiring people to stock food in the break room. Like they were the director of environmental space or something like that. Like it was just some of the most stupid jobs ever. Like that's the one thing I've learned in the corporate world is like, dude, there's some places like that just have like stupid roles where you're like, really, you're hiring a person to do that, and it's just like that's what Twitter was. Could you imagine how much the U.S. government is like that? Because they're kind of like, well, fuck it, we could just print more money.
The U.S. government isn't
Every
even that
every
bad.
government is like that. If you only think, for example, German politicians, I don't know how it's with American politicians, but every single German politician in the parliament gets a car that is driving him like everywhere he wants to. Like he doesn't need to pay for fuel or anything. It's all paid by us taxpayers. And dude, we're hating it. And they're getting a driver that is getting paid like 100K or whatever per year, like minimum. Dude, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like if you think about where we are, like wasting our money, it's crazy.
Overinflation of the government. Love to see it. If we disappear, guys, it's because we got whacked.
I'll be the first one. Don't worry.
Don't you have a candidate that wants to fire a bunch of people too?
Oh yeah.
I heard he's gonna bring in. I heard he's gonna bring in Elon as his efficiency czar. So that'd be hilarious. Could you imagine how funny if Elon documents just firing a bunch of DC people? You know what's funny? It's the funny thing about DC is like all the DC people don't live within DC. Like they live in like Maryland, Virginia, just like the outskirts because of how shitty they've made DC.
Yeah, and that's why it's got the worst traffic in the world because everyone's trying to commute in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was that awkward pause again.
Acknowledge me.
I fixed it. But anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Where we getting into the lewds discussion. There's some people that actually stuck around for that. But anyways, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we shall see you on this Sunday.
I can't find the outro screen. Where did it go? The Sam update. Found it.
Not weird at all.
Dumbass.
Good night, guys.
See you.